Hey everybody, it's Joy Packard. How are you doing today? It is a Sunday and rainy here in San Antonio. It's been like hot, and then these last 2 days it was really cold and then next week it's going to be like 89 degrees. So weather in Texas, so unpredictable in many ways. And so anyway, I just wanted to get on here. It's a Sunday, and usually on Sundays we are at church, but we're all inside now. So anyway, I was just thinking, as we are all home and doing either whether by choice or by your city or your state is putting you under quarantine, and so we have more time to think, we have more time to do things as far as our mind. And the activities that we do, when I say to do things, I mean like other things besides going to work and doing those things. So I was listening to the song, it came back on my Apple Music, and it's called Slow Down, and it's actually talking about your kids and watching them grow up, and slowing down to let them to enjoy the moments. And it was like totally like what I always talk about, and it really hits to the heart, where it makes you think not just about kids, but your kids growing up, but specifically like about like what we're all doing right now. And normally we have all these places that we can go, and I do a lot of traveling, and now I'm not traveling, and we have things that keep us busy, and then all of a sudden now we are home, and so we have more time to do a lot of thinking. And I've been doing that a lot lately. And when that song came on, I was like, okay, because I just had my 13th grandbaby. He was born on Monday, and I have my son here at home who is going to be a senior next year. So we only have one left at home out of the 8 kids. It's so crazy. And I have been doing thinking about like whenever I had my knee injury several years ago and my neck injury several years ago, I remember how it made me slow down. And this period of time is somewhat similar to that, in the fact that I had more time to think about the things in my life, and to think about like what really matters, because suddenly, we're not able to travel, like I say, and go out and be busy, and suddenly we're just in our homes, right? And I see more people online doing puzzles, and some of my family members are posting how they're spending more time with their families, going on hikes, going on walks, doing more of those things of what we did when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have apps and access to a lot of the things that the kids of this world have today. We had Legos and blocks, and went outside and dug tunnels in the sand and played kickball and hopscotch, and those things that were more simple. And so as I am reflecting on my time as we are in our homes, it's a great time to be reflecting on that for yourself. It's like what are some of the simple things that I can get back to, or what are some of the things I was reading a quote from somebody, or a meme the other day, and it said we are told to go back to our rooms to think about the things that we have done. And when I read that, I'm like, it's true. It's like we look at our lives and we look at the things that, where are we spending our most time? Like before all this happened, like we're busy, and we're doing all of these things, and I think about the things that I'm doing, and like, are the things that I'm doing like in sync with my life and with my values and my goals? And so now, as we have this time to think about that, it's interesting because I'm doing more journaling, and I'm doing more things and looking at my perspectives and my goals, and seeing if they were the same as when we were busy, because like as my kids were growing up, the word boring was like a bad word in our house. You're not supposed to say boring. And so you're never bored. You know, always have things to do. And I actually like being home. I work from home and I love being home. Try and make my home where it's peaceful for me and things like that. I've been working on that for years. And, of course that helps when you don't have as many kids as I do at home. But I've been doing a lot of thinking, a lot of evaluating, and I'm like, saying no to a lot more things. And it actually feels good because like it's kind of like when you're clearing out your space in your home, like when you're clearing out your closet, or you're clearing out, a junk drawer that you've been trying to get to. And many of us have more time to do that. It feels good. And so, you can do that even like with the things that, you have on your list. Maybe some of the things on your list that you thought were so super important to do are not so super important to do anymore, because it's like we are living, a lot more simple during these times, because like I say, we're not traveling. We don't have businesses that we go to. We're home with our kids. And so I do more reading, more physical books, like we used to when I was a kid. I love it. Go back to that instead of, having so much technology in our hands. And I don't know. I think that, this song that came on to remind me to slow down is something much needed for myself, for maybe some of you who are watching this, to not be in such a hurry, to be busy and getting those things done so that you have more time. I think I'm losing my signal outside, so I'm going to go inside. But, to have the things done, having things done that you want to finally get to. And so I hope that you guys are taking the time, especially, as we are having more time to do some thinking, to do some thinking on like the things that we think are important, because I think that it's great to like reflect, to take the time to reflect, because now you have the time, now you have the time to think about those things, because you are, when we would say, oh, I'm too busy to make healthy meals, or I'm too busy to exercise, or I'm too busy to write in my journal, too busy to write down my goals, my dreams, my passions. Well, we have time now, and we're told and we're being forced to slow down. And, as we take a step back, and, I know it's hard, to, for some of us to like not have, the liberties to just go to Ross and go shopping or go to some of the restaurants that we love. But, we are home and we are able to slow down. And it's interesting because like I was saying, like my knee injury several years ago, I look back at that time in my life and I'm like, I was running 1,000,000 miles an hour. Like I wasn't stopping, and something had to slow me down. And when that knee injury happened, it was one of the most miserable times of my life. It was one of the most miserable times of my life, yet one of the most blessed times of my life. And why? Because it forced me to slow down. And it forced me to take a look at my life, and it forced me to take a look at my business and to see this time for us to slow down. And I think that, like I say, today is sunny not sunny. Today is rainy in San Antonio, and it's a great time to sit and reflect, to, play music, to write down your goals, to meditate, to bring down your anxiety levels. Because I know a lot of us have so much anxiety. We have, well, we shouldn't, but, we just need to, take care of our health, take care of our mind, take care of, slowing down and not being in such a hurry. And so anyway, Sunday message for today. I hope it helps you in some way. I hope you guys are staying safe, and you guys are staying indoors and staying inside rather, or staying, to your space. And I hope you use some of this time to reflect on some of these thoughts. So just thinking of you guys, sharing with you what, came to mind as I am home and thinking about those things. And I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Take care.